Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Average Movie Review Podcast. Today we will be talking about Daredevil episode 5 and 6. If you have not seen the episode, go watch it and come back and listen to my review because it is spoiler filled. Let's just get right into it. Holy crap, these two episodes were absolutely phenomenal. Let's start with episode 5. The whole episode being set in the bank, and also showing sorry, Matt's skills outside of being Daredevil, right? You know who he is, how he works, and everything. Absolutely amazing. Yusuf Khan making a return, and for those who don't know who Yusuf Khan is, he is the father of Kamala Khan. I guess what they're trying to do is really establish the Young Avengers, so which is really nice. And I also like the fact that Matt has met with so many different types of superheroes. Like he's kind of the person that knows everyone. When you think about it, he knows who everyone is, their secret identities, all of that stuff. It's kind of weird. Like he has more interaction with the superhero world than like the Avengers and like other characters. So that's pretty cool. And he's like a low level superhero too, so which is pretty nice to see. I absolutely loved episode 5. The action, the pacing, everything about it was absolutely amazing. Um, I just want to say Matt has mad aura. Oh my god. I don't even know how to explain it to you. Like this man's aura is on another level. He is absolutely phenomenal at what he does. And honestly, that goes to Charlie Cox, man. That guy is just absolutely killing it. He is an amazing actor. Like for not for even for 1 second do I not believe that that person is actually Matt Murdock. He is crazy. Like it's just insane. His acting level is just insane. Um, the whole episode being centered in the bank, that was pretty fun. We got to see how Matt operates, him being so suave and just like normal, completely calm, not even scared a single moment. You know, especially when Yusuf Khan asks him, he's like, "What kind of lawyer are you?" And he goes, "Like a damn good one, or a really good one." I think he should have said a damn good one, but I think he says a really good one. And he walks into the vault like a badass. I'm like, bruh, look at this guy. Get this guy out of here. Like, who does he think he is? God damn, bro. The aura is just oozing off of the screen. What else about that episode? I don't honestly. The episode itself was just fun to watch. It didn't really kind of further the plot, you know, with Luca trying to rob the bank to pay back Fisk's 1.8 million to Vlad, but like it didn't really even matter at that point. It was, I think, like kind of, I guess, like a transitional episode. There was this point where Matt looks up into the sky right before he goes down to the bathroom, I believe. Right. It felt like to me he was looking at God going like, you're really putting me in these situations. It's like it was like God's way, you know, how religious he is. It was like God's way of telling him that they need you back. Like, you know what I mean? And he kind of looked up and he like acknowledged that as well. So that was pretty cool. I love that about the episode. Now, again, this is just my interpretation. Of course, I could be completely wrong about it. I'm not sure, but that's just how I felt about it. I absolutely loved it. Another thing, what else? What else, man? Episode 5 was just fun to watch. You know, like I didn't pick up my phone once. I was just enjoying every single second of it. It was high stakes. The music is absolutely phenomenal. Newton Brothers are killing it. You know, every moment was perfect. I love Devlin. He was super funny as a villain, and super funny. Sorry, guys, I have a bit of a cough. He was just perfect as a villain. You know, like I love the banter between him and the cop, him and Matt, everything about it. It was just perfect. I thought it was really, really well done. The actor who plays Devlin, like really well. Kudos to him. He did a phenomenal job in the episode as well. Um, Matt just walking out, finding him in the streets, and then beating the literal crap out of him, and then breaking his leg. Like I gasped. I was like, "Damn, that must hurt," you know. And then putting on the mask again, like kind of showing, like, you know, Daredevil is coming back. That too, it just happened to be a red mask. Come on, buddy. You really, you know, you're really hinting at something, huh? But um, another thing that I really, really liked as well. The action sequences were great. The fighting sequences were great, especially when he got the shotgun right before it fell. Perfectly timed, beautifully done, amazing. One thing I didn't understand was that, like, in the scene where he tells I forget, I think her name is Kristen or someone. Kristen, I think he says, call 911, right? And all he says is call 911. Like it doesn't even like say like how did they even know that the bank was being robbed or whatever. I assume either someone did press the alarm or my assumption is that Matt was able to tell Kristen and we just didn't see it off camera. He just said, there's a bank robbery happening, call 911 or whatever. That was one thing I found a little bit weird, but it was cool, whatever. Another thing was when he walked into the bank pretending like he had no idea what the hell was going on. Super hilarious. It was perfect timing. These are the type of comic relief moments that we need, not the cringe ones. And that's what I love about this show. Well, the other thing was the way the episode started. They didn't even do a prologue. They just went right into it. Credits, and then we were like, here's the action. Get into it. Enjoy this episode. This was just fun to watch. So kudos to them. Again, phenomenal job. Amazing job. I love it. It had nothing. Like there was no mention of Fisk. It had nothing to do with BB. There was nothing. It was just fully in the bank, and we were just enjoying an episode for what it was. And again, great job. Episode 5, 10 out of 10. So good. Honestly, so good. I'm not even going to lie. It is actually a 10 out of 10 episode. Moving on to episode 6. Again, spoiler filled. If you haven't seen it, you gotta go watch it because this was I would say another 10 out of 10 episode. Opening up with the sequence of them talking or showing Matt praying and then going back to Fisk and his little conversation with Luca and switching back and forth with the camera, showing that both of their patience was being tested by one person, right? One being Luca, the other one being Matt's girlfriend, not testing his patience, but pushing him kind of to the edge about talking about vigilantes and the Daredevil and everything. And then you can see Fisk holding everything back because, like, you see his eye twitching, holding everything he has back before he lets himself loose on Luca and ready to literally murder Luca in the office, but trying his best to keep it together. Again, phenomenal, right? And what I love about that is it's showing that it's happening. They are both at a point where they are going to return to their old selves, one being Daredevil, one being Kingpin, right? I think what do you call it? Like Kingpin or like Fisk is like trying his best not to return to it, but he knows that he kind of has to, whereas Matt has been fighting it this entire season, right? He just doesn't want anything to do with this. Moving on, I just want to say again, the actress who plays Angela Ayala, phenomenal. Holy shit, this girl is so good. So good, bringing out the emotions out of you, especially that conversation she had with Matt. Like, she did such a really good job of, like, playing her character, like trying to convince Matt to do something, trying to show, convince him that something was wrong and that her uncle was onto something. But on top of that, also expressing her grief about the fact that her uncle, who was actually trying to do something, is now dead. And now it kind of falls upon her and she's asking for help, right? She doesn't know what to do. She has no idea. She's just a little kid. What does she know, right? So kudos to her for an amazing performance. Um, Moving on to Muse, finding out that Muse is literally using blood. Well, we were wondering what the hell was he using blood for, and he was using it for the graffiti. Absolutely crazy. The style, the direction of this episode, absolutely amazing. Again, BB doing her thing. The documentary style is back. The shots, everything about it, totally, totally amazing. I don't know who is directing these episodes or how they came up with this style, but I am absolutely loving it. And I hope they continue this with further shows and other stuff. Like, this is what we want. I speak on behalf of everyone. I think this is what we want, and I'm loving it. Visually, it's just so nice to see. Another thing I missed in the first scenes, the music, the intensity of the music. You feel like when you're watching it when they're switching between Matt and Fisk from his office and into his apartment, you feel like they're gonna snap. Like, that's what the music is giving. Like, it's just getting to that point. The tension is rising, 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 but then they somehow manage to hold themselves together. Kudos to the Newton brothers again. Absolutely phenomenal job on that scene. What else? Okay, yeah. So then continuing on, the little monologue by Fisk explaining how, his life as Kingpin and as the mayor is kind of similar to what he used to do and all of that. And again, it's showing Fisk's understanding that he may have to become the kingpin in order to become a better mayor in his eyes, right? He thinks he's the hero, right? Vigilantes are the worst. So him going into that room full of aristocrats trying to get more money for everything, and then people calling him out on his bullshit. The return of Jack. I think his name is Jack Napier, but I could be wrong. Jack from Hawkeye, telling him that you're just a bunch of shit. Like, you're not getting anything done here. Nothing's going to work, right? But him still having that level of confidence to go in there and get the job done, right? And also the little hint of him becoming bigger, right? With his suit tearing up. That's pretty sick. I think we're going to get like a comic book accurate more in the sense like a little bit more bigger in size Fisk soon, which I would love to see. Again, Vincent D'Onofrio is absolutely huge and intimidating as he is, but to make him even bigger than what he is, I want it. I don't even care. Give me all of it. I need that. I want to see Fisk intimidating because when you look at the beginning of the season, he does look like he lost a lot of weight, but now he's sort of kind of coming into that figure, and I'm loving every single second of it. I love it. It's like showing again, he's growing, he's becoming something, he's becoming the kingpin again, which I love. Um, what else? Him getting totally steamrolled by those people, but he doesn't care, right? And then him starting the anti-vigilante task force, right? This is what he wanted, using the corrupt cops of NYPD and giving them pretty much all, if not everything, like all permission to do whatever the hell they want going forward. So that's pretty crazy. Again, this is Muse gave him the excuse to create this task force, and now he's going to use it to like pretty much kill and destroy all vigilantes. And I think that includes Matt too. I know I'm deviating a little bit, but if you look in the new preview that they released before episode 5 and 6, we see that they're attacking an apartment, the police, and then Punisher shows up. So I think it's Matt's apartment, and I think the reason for that is because of what happens at the end of episode 6, that Daredevil kind of returns, that they're going to he may give up Matt's identity or something of that sort. So I think that's what happens, and then the Punisher has to come and save Matt. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, continuing with the episode again. God, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so excited. I just finished watching. It was absolutely amazing. We get, a moment, right, where Daredevil gets the call from Soledad, and she's like, Angela's missing. I don't know what to do. And he calls the cops. And then when he says, fuck it, like, I felt that in my heart. That was the most genuine fuck it I think anyone has ever said on television. And he goes in and he becomes a Daredevil. And then the scene of him again running around on the on the rooftops, and then the scene where he jumps and he, uses his Tommy, I forget what they're called, but I call them batons, but I think there's an actual name for them. Using the batons to keep moving. Absolutely phenomenal, right? And then we get to see Muse inside, preparing his next victim. And, put that all aside, like, it's pretty cool to see him. Again, we still don't know who Muse is or his identity. It is assumed that he is played by the character we saw that came up to Matt's girlfriend at the book signing. But it's not been confirmed, but most likely it is him, and they're doing a phenomenal job of like keeping that mystery going, and whoever is playing Muse is doing an amazing job as well. I just want to say the costume design this year, in this show, absolutely phenomenal. I'm loving it. Muse's design is perfect. It's like right out of the comics, and honestly, he looks menacing and scary as hell, so kudos to them for that again. And then him hearing a little metal crank or whatever, or something going off, and then he goes out and then he sees the train leaving. And if you notice, there's like 2 red dots in his eyes, right? Like they did that on purpose, and it's like the devil looking down at him, right? And then in the distance, you'll see Matt running towards him with everything he's got, right? And at the same time, they cut again to Fisk going downstairs to meet Adam, and then having an axe in his hand, and we know shit's about to go down, right? And there's an epic fight scene between Muse and Daredevil, and again, phenomenal fight scene, one of the better fight scenes I would say in the season, and it's switching between him and Fisk, and both of them using the same techniques, kind of same moves and everything, and showing the parallel that they're both being born again, right? They're both now becoming the Kingpin and the Daredevil once again. and they've accepted who they are. And I love that. I absolutely love that. One is fighting for justice, one is fighting for, you know, I guess like I don't know, evil or whatever you want to call it, right? Like, one is trying to save someone while one is trying to kill someone at the same time. Freaking amazing parallels. So again, truly amazing job to the director of this episode and the team for coming up with something like this. Like, this is a 10 out of 10 again, right? You're switching between both of them and you see the brutality of both of them, right? But you understand why Matt's doing it, but you're scared of what Fisk is doing at the same time. Truly amazing episode on that end, right? And then um honestly, I just want to say Adam is one strong guy. Like, guy survived that somehow. I have no idea how. He got hit into the wall, he got hit up like everywhere, and man was still moving. Like, I don't understand how that's possible. So is he like some sort of strong human or something like that? I'm confused as hell because I'm surprised Fisk did not kill that man, especially with the punches in the head. And then I'm surprised Muse didn't die either with all the punches in the head too, right? And then there came a moment, I guess, where both of them had to decide whether they were going to kill their victims or their enemies or whatever, but they didn't end up doing it, right? Like, Fisk kind of left him alive, and then Daredevil had to let Muse go in order to save Angela, right? And then he saves Angela, and then Muse escapes. Oh, another great camera moment, I think, is when Muse goes from lying down and turning back up, and then the camera does like a full 360. Phew, brother, that's crazy. That's crazy. Come on. Like, when you see that in a fight scene, you get pumped up. You're ready to fight too. Like, it's so good. So good how they do that. Another great moment in that episode is the end of the episode where, Angela wakes up and looks at him and he's like, Daredevil. And then she goes, yes, I'm here. Yep. I'm here. Like, he's back, folks. Daredevil is back. And I cannot wait to see what the next episodes entail, because I feel like going forward from here, it's just going to be insane. Like, I know there's going to be an episode, probably like another filler episode where there's not going to be much action. And honestly, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I will be there and I will watch every single episode. And I was just thinking about episode 6 and when it ended, and I'm like, I'm going to be so sad when this season is done, because this is peak television here, folks. This is what we want from a TV show, and I hope they stick the landing. I think my biggest fear right now is, the ending. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I have a feeling they will absolutely destroy the ending, in the sense that they will pretty much do a really good job. So I'm excited to see what entails next, what they're going to do. I'm excited to see that the Punisher is coming back. I'm excited to see him and Fisk, square off again. Whether you give me a fight scene between both of them, I don't care. I don't think we need that. We've gotten enough of it. But I just want them to see eye to eye. You know what I mean? Like, face to face. I think that's what we need. Even if you leave that for season 2, I'm totally fine with that. But to see him, or to see Fisk seeing Daredevil again, like, face to face, I think that would be an amazing ending to season 1, right? We don't need him to destroy Fisk now. What we need him is to come back and be ready for whatever is coming. And not only that, I think what we want as audience members is Matt to embrace the devil, not to think that this is a curse, but a blessing, in the sense that, he, like, I guess, like, for him, and when you're looking at it from his perspective, like, I think we want him to understand, like, God is telling him, like, you are doing the right thing and the people need you, so you need to be stronger than what you are, right? There will come tests, there will come, trials where you may not feel like you can handle it, but clearly you can, right? You are one of the stronger people. So kudos to them for bringing that up, like, showing that, and I hope that they continue that going out throughout the entire storyline. And honestly, guys, I love the fact that, like, his religion plays such a huge part in his life. You don't see that in most heroes. You can talk about even Miss Marvel. Like, religion isn't that much of a big deal in that show, given that, it is a Muslim show and I'm a Muslim myself. Like, like, I wish there was a little bit more showing of that Islam. because like Islam does teach us to protect people and to help those in need, right? So it would have been nice. But what I love about Daredevil is the fact that how close he is to God, and he said it himself in the beginning of the episode. He's like, I stopped praying, but I continue to come back, and I think that's a huge message that no matter what we do in life, no matter how much we struggle, we can always come back to God. That is the only, I don't want to say person, but the only thing in life that we can always come back to, because they will always accept us for who we are, no matter what. And I think that's a beautiful message, and I think that this show reiterates that message consistently, right? So kudos to them. I'm excited. I think you all should be excited. We are in for a phenomenal season. I cannot wait for next week's episode. Let me know what you guys think. If you think the episodes were great, I think both episodes were a solid 10 out of 10. Um, and we are here, like, folks, it's happening. So, yeah, I'll catch you on the next episode and have a wonderful day, guys.